Dangerous Mind is a 1995 American drama film directed by John and Smith. It is based on the autobiography My Post Don't Do Homework by retired U.S. Marine Luann Johnson, who took up a teaching position at high school in America, where most of her students were African American and Latino students. A poverty-stricken, racially segregated, economically deprived city. Starring Luann Johnson is an ex-Marine hired as a teacher in high school in a poor area of the city. She has recently separated from her husband. Her friend, also a teacher in the school, got the temporary job for her. After a terrible reception for the students, she tries unconventional methods of teaching, using karate, Bob Dylan lyrics, etc., to gain the trust of the students from her, until all the students become aware of the importance of learning educational knowledge.
This film is excessively genuine. It shows group life, neediness, broken homes, life in the city, and bigotry. It was really endearing seeing them understand and be more sure about concentrating, particularly Raul. The end scene caused me to wail my eyes out. By and large, I passionately suggest this film. It's great, with so many educational and inspiring minutes.
Psychologists assume that identity formation is a matter of finding oneself by matching one's talents and potential with available social roles. Thus, defining oneself within a social world is among one of the most difficult choices a person ever makes. In the movie titled Dangerous Minds, where the main character Luan Johnson, a former Marine that applies for a teaching job in high school where she struggles teaching at first because of her students that are silent teenagers involved in a gang welfare and drug pushing, and flatly refusing to engage with anything. Well, the next day, Johnson showed up in school wearing a leather jacket and starts to teach her students karate. Her students show some interest in such activities. Desperate to teach the students, Johnson devises classroom exercises that teach similar principles to the prescribed work, but using themes and language that appeal to the students. She also tries to motivate them by giving them an all A grade from the beginning of the year and arguing that the only thing required for them is that they maintain it. Well, because of Johnson's willingness to teach, she helps the students to identify themselves as who they want to be and what they can do to help themselves to be the person they want to be. Well, there are a few particular students attract Johnson's interest for their personal problems. Well, the importance of identity development to a teenager is huge. Well, when a teen is developing their identity, they are learning what makes them unique while also feeling the need to fit in. There are other factors that prevent the formation of a secure and positive self-identity. It includes the lack of attachment to parents, low self-esteem, negative influence of adults. For example is Raul Sanchera. Raul Sanchera is a boy who is frequently involved in a gang welfare and street crimes. While Johnson tries to encourage Sanchero to focus by paying a special visit to his family to congratulate him on his work and going to dinner with him as a way of instilling confidence and a self-respect.
How puberty is connected to the movie. Puberty is the name for the time when your body begins to develop and change as you move from kid to adult. It also helps to know about the changes that puberty causes before they happen. That way you know what to expect. It's also important to remember that everybody goes through this. No matter where you live, whether you're a boy or a girl, whether you like mint choco or double fudge chunk ice cream, you will experience the stage of puberty. Not only two people are exactly alike, but only one thing has in common is that we all go through puberty. The zone of proximal development. The zone of proximal development was a key to construct. In Lev Vygotsky's theory of learning and development is defined as the space between what a learner can do without assistance and what a learner can do with adult guidance or in collaborations with more capable peers. Example of CPD. A child could not solve a jigsaw puzzle by itself and would have taken a long time to do so, but was able to solve it following interaction with the father and has developed competence of this skill that will be applied to future jigsaws. Just like what Miss Lowen did to her students, she taught her students about poetry, but it seems like her students didn't want to learn or they don't have any interest learning about poetry. That is why Miss Lowen made a strategy on her own, and that is why by guiding them through a task that's slightly above based on her students' ability level. The zone of proximal development. The zone of proximal development was a key to construct. In Lev-Vygotsky theory of learning and development is defined as the space between what a learner can do without assistance and what a learner can do with adult guidance or in collaborations with more capable peers. Example of CPD. A child could not solve a jigsaw puzzle by itself and would have taken a long time to do so, but was able to solve it following interaction with the father and has developed competence of this skill that will be applied to future jigsaws. Just like what Miss Lowen did to her students, she taught her students about poetry, but it seems like her students didn't want to learn or they don't have any interest learning about poetry. That is why Miss Lowen made a strategy on her own, and that is why by guiding them through a task that's slightly above based on her students' ability level.
Scaffolding, the process of adjusting instruction so that it is responsive to a beginner's behavior and supports the beginner's efforts to understand a problem or gain a mental skill. For example, in the movie Dangerous Minds, Miss Johnson gave her students a poem and had them read each line, then asked them what was the meaning of the poem they read, and finally, her student understand what was the poem talking about and gave their answer to Miss Johnson's. Implication, Vygotsky saw that grown-ups play a crucial role in what children know. As they try to decipher the world, children rely on adults to help them understand how things work. Vygotsky further noticed the adults unconsciously adjust their behavior to give children the information they need to solve problems that interest the child. In this way, children use adults to learn about their culture and society. Just like in the movie, Miss Johnson persevered to understand the students until they obey and listen to her, and she taught the students how important it is to study and go to school no matter what their status in life is.
In conclusion, we talk about the movie summary and review for the introduction of our presentation. After that, we connected the 1995 movie Dangerous Mind to our main topics that are finding oneself, puberty, zone of proximal development, scaffolding, and implication Vygotsky, who discussed by my groupmates in this presentation. That's all, and thank you for watching.